Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. We are streaming again. This time with an even bigger chat of 0 viewers. Let's go. So, today, what are we going to talk about? You're probably wondering. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Russia. Now, if you don't know, Russia is a big country, okay? It is a big country. We're going to go back up, play another game of Hearts of Iron. We're going to boot up, we're going to play a game of Soviet Union, and we're just going to talk about Russia today. And what's going on with this country, and what's it like. Now, currently, if you don't know, if you haven't, not aware of what's going on in current world history, Russia is currently being attacked by Ukraine, okay? I mean, Ukraine is being attacked by Russia. So basically, Russia is a bigger country, okay? And Ukraine is a smaller country. And that's really all you need to know. If you don't know anything else, that's really all you need to know. I see people in the chat right now agreeing with me. It's just true. It's that simple. If you ever know anything in life, like if you ever want to break down something in life and really figure it out, break it down to a sentence, break it down to a word, and that's how you know it's true. You can shorten its essence so down to a word. That's how you know it's really a good point. You know what I mean? That's why something like X is evil or X is good is always the best point to make. Because it's so simple, even a monkey can understand. Today we have this stream drinking Mountain Dew Blue Voltage. Mountain Dew Blue Voltage is the only kind of Mountain Dew that can guarantee to lower your sperm count much higher than any other Mountain Dew. Which is good. It's like a natural sort of birth control. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's see if there's a game actually. I've seen 8 people here. What's missing? I've seen 8 people here. They got Spain. Do we play Spain? Guys, do we play Spain? No, we don't play Spain. Hold up, let's actually, I'm gonna fix some of these filters. I wanna remove one just to make it a little bit better. Holy cow, did I make it worse? Here, let's just, I'm actually gonna make it too good. You guys are actually gonna be able to see too much now. But just bear with me for a moment. I think last time the audio was, I've tried disimproving the audio, but I think this isn't. I think this is what we want. Somewhere around here. I think this is what we want. This is much better because now you can tell what's going on. I think last stream it was so confusing what was even going on, and I think that's kind of too much. This guy posted. I mean, they don't even have a Germany. They don't even have a USA. I'm not playing a multiplayer game. But let's go ahead and talk about Russian single player. So let's boot up a new game, single player. Right here we have a whole bunch of countries. Let's go ahead and click on Russia. Russia right here. Okay. So this is Russia right here. Big country. Very big country. Ukraine. Somewhere around here. If you want to count Crimea, maybe some of this area. I don't think so. I would honestly just do this. This should be me. Yeah, he gets some of Czechoslovakia, some of Czechoslovakia, maybe even some of Poland. But that's probably what I would do. Now, let's go ahead and boot it up. Ironwork, Germany. Delete that. That's from yesterday. I was falling asleep playing yesterday. I was so tired towards the end. So now, what are we going to do today on this playthrough? First thing I always do is Russia, just take up all your units. Just go ahead and group up all your units like this. You're going to be deleting a lot. You're going to be changing some. You're not going to really want to have them all like do their own stupid stuff. Because I'll be honest with you, you're probably gonna sign a non-aggression with Japan. And if anything, if you can convince the Japan player in your game, yeah, Meepo, if you can convince the Japan player in your game to be on your side, that is the best case scenario. We're gonna do what we did the last time. And build guns? Are we? Is that the plan? No, I don't think we're gonna build... Nah, let's build guns. Let's just be real. Let's build guns. Let's just be monkey and build guns. We're gonna try to do the fastest game possible because I really don't feel like talking for hours on end. All this other stuff is fine. I guess I need a navy. This is stupid. I'm not building that sub. I'm not building sub ones. Who would build sub ones? Russia would. Russia would. And speaking in real life, Russian tech. What is my opinion of Russian tech? Okay? Russian tech is, it sounds superior. It always sounds scary. But, for example, like something like, I'm gonna look it up online, the Tsar bomb is so impractical that it really has no purpose, honestly. The Tsar bomb was dead on blah 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 blah. Its yield was 50 megatons of TNT, which is nearly 2,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped in Nagasaki. But honestly, like, why would you need that bomb to destroy everything? Like, if you destroyed everything, like, I know the idea of the war was nuclear deterrence, like mutual destruction, but like how would that even, like, what's the point of that weapon besides killing everything? Like, it's just extremely scary. It's not useful in combat. You know what I mean? Just like their tanks. I heard their tanks had a lot of issues when Ukraine started. They just weren't that useful in combat. You know what I mean? Like, Russia has a lot of stuff that sounds impressive on paper, but it's not as practical as what the Americans have, in my opinion. In my honest opinion. And same thing with China. China has very impressive military drill. Very impressive military drill, I would say. And are we going to do Marxism? Before I keep talking, are we going to do Marxism or are we going to do beaten but not defeated? Let's look, because I don't really get to do this, because this is... Let's look at, first off... Oh, let's do beaten... I should maybe do beaten not defeated, and I'll just win, and then I'll build nukes. I kind of want to do that. Yeah, let's do beaten not defeated. Alright, so... Also, it's not bad to build civs here in these areas with the 80%. Stalingrad, Moscow, Stalingrad. Those are the big three areas you need to control the Soviets. As long as you have one of those areas, Stalingrad, Moscow, Leningrad, you're not looking too bad. This area up here is also 80%, but this area is kind of like red flag that you're starting to go backwards. You know what I mean? It's not as important as Stalingrad, it's not as important as Moscow, it's not important as Leningrad. I know the Soviets, I think they always held Leningrad. Let me look it up. Did the Soviets ever lose Leningrad? Because I know that it was surrounded, like, for, like, a long time. Yeah, it was never captured. So, yeah, oh my gosh. Leningrad was the country's second largest city and was besieged by Germany for 872 days, but was never captured. The siege was almost destructive and was the most destructive in history and possibly the most deadly, causing 1.5 million deaths. That's insane. Let me see if I can find the source for that, because it's on Wikipedia. Source is 12. So the source is on a Just Security Siege Warfare. Here, I'll post it in chat if anyone wants it. So can I post in chat like this? Nope. Here, let's do it on this one. Just Security. You're gonna hear me for 1 second. Go ahead and mute. This is it in chat. That's the link. So for future people watching, that is the link you can find for that information, supposedly. And you can debate that source. But yeah, that's a very high number. and they didn't lose it, so that's quite impressive. But yeah, those are the things you want to keep: Leningrad, Moscow, Stalingrad. If you lose 2 of them, you're in a pretty rough spot. But as long as you got 1, you can still do something. But you need D-Day to happen right that second, and then you need a good D-Day, like D-Day really going fast. If D-Day stagnates, you're dead. You're dead. Honestly, if they have taken as much as they did in our timeline all the way up to here, I think they didn't take Moscow, did they? I'm not going to give you a source for this one. Did the Soviets take Moscow? Yes, the Soviets took Moscow. No, not Soviets, my bad. Did the Germans? No, they didn't. Wow, they didn't even take Moscow in World War II. I think that's, I forgot, that's the classic excuse of if they took Moscow, they would have won. Definitely not. Definitely not. I doubt it. But even then, that's pretty unimpressive. So they didn't take any of the big 3. The Germans on our timeline didn't take any of the big 3 that I consider taking you out of the game in a multiplayer match. Which is funny. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, in most multiplayer games, and honestly, probably real life too, I really wouldn't be surprised of how accurate this map is. But let's just assume that Hearts of Iron is 100% rolled accurate, which is a moronic statement. But let's just assume, hypothetically. Right here, we have all of this. Only have 2 spots not covered by Riverline right here. The Blesk and this thing. It's kind of hard to see with the snow. And then you have all of this Riverline, Riverline, Riverline. Attacking over a river is a very difficult thing. If you guys ever remember playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, the first mission, you have an attack on the bridge. You couldn't like directly go up and knife the enemies on the other side. You couldn't. It was harder to shoot. You know what I mean? You had to like kind of hide behind. I remember playing that level on Veteran and being quite like as a kid like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like trying to barely shoot the enemies. It wanted you to it taught you how to use the grenade launcher. But I'm like, I can't even see the enemies I'm shooting at. Why am I going to use the grenade launcher? Like, it's very hard to see them. Attacking across a river is such a hard thing to do. Also, if you ever played like even Total Rome War, like I know I'm just bringing up random games and stuff, but like sometimes if you see something repeating in even in a media setting, maybe there's a reason for it. Like in a game, like if you see something repeat, like something in chess and like boxing and like wrestling, it translates to real life sort of. Not really, but it does. Like there's a reason why people play war games in the military. It's just the issue is that these war games aren't always intelligently designed. Like this war game, for example, isn't intelligently designed for World War II anymore. You have to play a mod that optimizes it for World War II. And then, we're talking about optimization, war games. Man, it doesn't matter. We're going back to talking about Russia and Putin. So, going in this, Putin is, as a lot of people know, he's had multiple conflicts over history, not just with Ukraine. He's had conflicts in the Caucasus that I honestly totally forgot. He's had issues with Chechnya, issues with Georgia, issues I think with Azerbaijan, if it is a state. We look up about Azerbaijan real fast. Azerbaijan, is it independent? Yes, it is independent, and it's been so since 1991. So there are things that are independent that used to be former Soviet territory and are now its own thing. I would argue, this is just my opinion, I would argue these identities are much older and much more strong in this area than this identity, and this identity. That's it. So is this identity. This identity is also older than even this identity in this area. The Russian identity, yeah, in my opinion. Maybe I have to go back and double check on history one day, like on a whole video. But yeah. Now you don't want to do any of this stupid stuff. Ford's satisfactory pressure reports, it's stupid. Now, how do you do the Civil War so easily? I do the Civil War very easily. I always win it. I can win it with the hosts running the speed into the ground. It's very easy to just scum it. And you scum it by changing all your divisions to artillery. You have so many divisions of Soviets that the AI will try to fill the void because it thinks it needs that unit because it has so much of it. But in reality, what is actually happening is that the Soviets would just put all their factories into artillery, wasting their time building artillery instead of building guns to fight you, which is good because the Soviets have obviously a huge factory advantage that you can never compensate for. Like you'll never have as many as the Soviets day one. You have to wait for the war to go on. And I'll be honest with you, any sort of country that like knows it can win a civil war in the long time, I don't think that's a good country. I don't think that's a country that should be pursuing civil war. The reason being is that every single thing that that country has of value could be destroyed in this civil war. I think like something like if you were to replace the government, like doing a coup, do an election, do it in a pretty quick and bloodless manner, or quick, because the destruction of like the country, the destruction of the people is probably not what you want, not what any person wants, unless you're like PUTIN. Soviets also start with a great deal of civs, and about half that mills. I think you have, I don't know how much you have. And are we gonna build a spy agency? Yeah, let's go ahead and build a spy agency while we have a factory, while we have the factories. If we do this focus, embrace the Black 100. Once you do embrace the Black 100, then you can start picking up your tiles around you. Okay? And also, let me show you the achievement I'm trying to get. If I do try to get it all up this fast. I'm gonna try to get this one. Tsarist Russia complete the special project thermonuclear bomb. That is the plan. These areas are also going to develop right here. This is like super Russia. And honestly, even if somehow you don't capitulate after losing all of this, if you have just this, you're not good. Like, you're not in a good spot at all. But at least you have something. But you're probably dead at this point. I'm going to be real. Russia's probably dead at this point. This is to the extent that I'm 100% sure that Hitler wanted to get to. And then after that, he was like, we're just going to keep it and just bomb the Soviet Union constantly, destroy it, basically treat it how America treated the natives. And then when we need to, we can keep going, keep colonizing, keep colonizing. You know what I mean? Eating the Soviet Union. I think a lot of people think that Germany was gonna just like it's honestly it's quite a stretch to the idea that they could even do pretty well in the World War. It's just like nothing is really in their favor like, at all. There is nothing in their favor at all. And I used to also get the horse guy a lot over here. I don't think he's bad either, just for getting more units to spam out, and cavalry moves really fast. I just want to do this playthrough and change all units to cavalry doing something. But what I will say is, I personally do not like wasting focuses, and that is not a focus that you really need. Some do just with some horses. Now that we got our division, you can't change all your divisions exactly to what you want it to be, unfortunately. But you can change a damn quite good many. So these are all getting changed into artillery. I'm gonna change my mountaineers even. Don't care. Truck. Change. And now whatever I do here, I can do it pretty fearless. You can't change NKVD. And I'm talking again about Ukraine, because I did want to focus on Ukraine this stream, and the issues with Ukraine. in this time, the Russians were most certainly trying or seeking to, or not the Russians, Soviet government, that being mostly Stalin and the Bolsheviks, or whatever you want to call them. I don't remember what they're called. Let's just call them Stalin. Stalin and the other Stalins. Oh god, because I feel like at this point, Stalinism is sort of being cemented within the country, rather than, like, they've kind of moved past Bolshevik ideas. Did I ever... Okay. Spy, what spy do we want? This guy, look how many nationalities this guy has. That's pretty good. Take that guy. Just gonna keep him in the country. And we're also gonna do this. AI never builds collabs too. That's something that the AI needs to do. Now, Ukraine's identity was starting to come out here, and the Soviet government, I'm just gonna shorten and make things really stupid here. We're kind of oppressing the Ukrainians, but even before that, Russia has always been oppressive to Ukrainians. But the thing is that Ukrainians aren't really Russian, but they are Russian. Ukrainians aren't really, from what I can tell, they aren't really Polish, but they're Polish. They aren't really, a lot of things. They really are their own people, to a degree, because they've been so, what's it called, such a no man's land for so long, to some degree. I guess so many ideas and so many people have came through and spread its ideas and conquered it. Yeah, go ahead and mess up my construction speed, yeah. That's just what my opinion is. I'm gonna look up some dates of of Ukrainian cities. When did Ukrainian cities become modern? Ukrainian cities began to develop modern characteristics during the 19th century. Okay? When did American cities become modern? 1900, late 1900. So we were a little bit more modern before them. So a lot of our cities, to some degree, the way they look now, the way they operate, they've been operating this way for a much longer manner than Russia has. Not Russia, Ukraine. Most certainly Russia too, let's be real. But Russia at this time is not what we know it to be now. It's a much more backwards place. Which may sound silly to some people, because some people, the idea they have of a Russian is the bumbling drunk fool. You know what I mean? The bumbling Russian. And there are reasons for that. Issues with, vodka, and how the state has owned the vodka business to some degree in the past, and how it kind of like is a state that wants addicts of its own people. I don't know if that's accurate. I've developed that opinion once. I need to go back and re-research it, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even remember my sources for that, or even how you say that, and that is a strong thing to say, especially in a non-joking manner. Too lazy to be ironic this stream. And let's just go ahead and talk right now. Now that we did that, go ahead. Let's do, what's this? Ads, infantry equipment, support equipment, and tow. You're gonna want infrastructure and stuff like that improved. And plus, if I ever go to war with Japan, it's just nice to have that stuff better. You don't want to be running around with stupid stuff. We're going to play through the Russian Civil War, and then after that, the stream is going to have to go stinky, and we'll keep going on with the Russian playthrough, and we'll talk about actually a lot of countries here in the Soviet Union, but let's keep on going about Ukraine. Currently, let's talk about what happened to Zelensky when he came over to America. And let's talk about Zelensky's attire, because Zelensky wears a lot of military-type uniforms. And do I have any issues with Zelensky always wearing a military garb instead of a suit like a politician? Honestly, no. His country is going through war right now. I know Putin wears suits, but if I saw Putin in a military attire, I know some people would freak out and say he's a tyrant. That's probably why he won't do it, because it's going to look bad to his own people. Not so much it's going to look bad to the world. It will probably look bad to the world too. But Zelensky, like, his country, at least from the Western world's view, is that it's being defended. You know what I mean? But if you do think about it, wearing a military uniform, to some degree, is a quality of a dictatorship. It is ironic that if Putin was to do it, it'd be seen as a bad thing, but yet when Zelensky does it, it's kind of like a whatever thing. Do I think it's a bad PR for certain people who want to see a conclusion of war? Yeah. Is it a bad PR thing when elections are suspended because of martial law? Yeah, it doesn't look great. Like, that is most certainly odd, but I don't know. I don't have an issue with it, honestly, personally. And then talking about that, the issues with that he had with President Trump, and kind of sort of demand, like, first off, that's just my opinion, but he really should have been, should have never came to America in the States, and never should have tried to, like, made a bigger deal about it. I know it's signed, everything's good now, but he should have just signed it in Ukraine. Also, he's a conflict in this country right now. I know it's important to come to the United States, but being 100% legitimate, he is most certainly needed back in his country much more than he's needed over here, in my opinion. Most certainly. It is not even a matter of debate. These people are currently fighting. If anything, he should be the one fighting. But I'm just joking. I mean, obviously he has his position as president, and citizens have their position. It's frontline infantry. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Doing the women's fascist movement. Okay. This gives us recruitable population 10%. That's pretty good. Look at that factory and dockyard output 10%. That's pretty good. They actually give you some pretty good buffs. Some of these buffs they like downplay and make you think, alright, okay, like this is. So these are good. I'm gonna let you know. Each one of these on top, they're all good. This gives you 2 military factories for free, and this gives you what I just said. This one also is pretty good. It gives you motorized units. That's not bad. This one gives you a bunch more units. But a lot of these, like, more infantry equipment, that sucks. Organized records, that sucks. Sabotage your infantry. Why would you want to sabotage your own industry in a civil war? Why would you? Because eventually you're hoping to take that territory. You know what I mean? Hopefully you're hoping to make it a part of you. You know what I mean? And you're sabotaging it right here. Are you really going to be building a future good environment doing that? Like a future environment of, like, yeah, let's work together? Like, did the North build good ties to the South when it came to the South, burning each plantation it could? I don't know. Maybe Southern identity would have been easier to kill if the war wasn't taken with such a blunt force approach. I understand that gave Lincoln victories, and the victories may have translated to a win in the polls. And I also think Sherman and Grant, I think they're great generals. I think they're intelligent men, honestly. I think they're intelligent generals. But at the same time, a better general can probably, I mean, depending on the situation, a better general can probably think of a way to take out a ragtag team of a bunch of bandits. Not bandits, militia, my bad. I don't know why I said bandits. I was probably because I was looking at Russia, honestly, and like I was looking at this area too. It's pretty near Mongolia. They are kind of bandit. Not really, but some people consider them, I guess. Still shutting out guns. How's this all looking? Come on. Okay, I'm just gonna keep saving PP for the second the war starts. Let's go ahead and do that, because I just have so much PP. You don't want to go free trade. You don't even waste your time with that. Everything's so expensive right now. Unless I can go war economy, I'm not changing it. I still need more. Let's do nationalization. That should be good. What are we at right now? 16. So let's get back to talking about Ukraine, Russia, all this going on here. Whew. What should Russia get from the war? Russia's only taken like, kind of like a little. I really am not exact here. Let's see if I can pull actually an actual map. Also, this is going on. And it's turned down to 3-speed real fast while I'm doing a focus or something. Sphere. Current Ukraine versus Russia map March 2025. Dang, this war's been going on for a while now. Holy cow. So let's go ahead and use this image I found. This one isn't too. This just shows battles. Kind of was like more exact. Huh. None of these are very helpful maps actually. I want a good map. These all kind of suck. Okay, this is the best map we got. I mean, fuck, they really don't want you knowing how everything's going. Let me try harder. Who knows what land? So I'm gonna go ahead and save this because I just found a halfway decent one. Image. Browse. This is the map I want to use, okay? So right here in this map, left we see this side we see the separatist area, the area that wanted to split off from Ukraine, okay, and be a part of Russia. If you think that's such a crazy idea, there are countries, even all the way up to Bessarabia, that want to be Russian because of their former ties to the Soviet Union, or being led by the Soviet Union, or being Russians before, or having Russian identity. Russian colonialism is a thing. Russia did push Russians into other areas that they took land from, where they had land in. Okay? Virgin Lands projects, for example, is a great example of even the Soviets doing that, of putting Russians in new areas where they weren't before. And it's not just restricted to just the Soviets. It's not just restricted, honestly, even to Imperial Russia. Russians have been moving around that area for a while to make it Russian. Like, there's a reason why Russia exists, because Russians have been doing this soft colonization for the longest time period. Not soft, but sometimes pretty hard. They've been doing colonization for the longest time. And also, what is this over here? Oh, fascist Estonia. Okay. Yeah, big issues. The Baltics. Why are the Baltics big issues? Once again, river line. Okay, so at least these two are important. Estonia and Latvia are important. Lithuania doesn't matter that much. I know some people think it's a big deal, but not really. Next one. Now that we are... I never took down that image, did I? Hold up. That is awkward as fuck. Whatever. We were barely talking even about that, but... I hope you get the idea. Basically, that territory that you saw that was taken, that some of that... Honestly, if we're going to be accurate, this is what I think a good ideal deal is. Taking about half of that. Like, seeing if you can get Russia to lose its claim to half of the territory it took. I really doubt that could happen, but that would be pretty embarrassing if you could somehow get Putin to agree to that. But I'll be honest with you, I think that's what they do deserve, is the territory they took. I think that's the most fair thing to do. And that territory, It's such a small amount, but you can see it's all the way up to here-ish. You know what I mean? Kharkov kind of area. Kind of like all the way up to here. So Ukraine will be like this now, which is pretty small actually. Holy cow! And to be fair, Ukraine wasn't huge before, but it was of decent size. It was of a okay size. It's really shrinking if you do that. Holy cow, that is kind of true. It's like it took a nibble. It's like if it had Russia, like if there was a cookie around it, Russia just took a nibble of all around it. And whether or not these people who are separatists in that area, whether or not those people are actually doing be Russian, I do kind of believe it. I also kind of don't. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me if Russia just funded a group of people there who barely wanted to be Russian, and then they rioted. I don't know enough about that either. I need to look into that, see if I'm right or wrong about those suspicions, but it's fair to go back and forth on it. Especially as a Westerner who doesn't understand it fully. Alright, there we go. Russian Civil War. This is what we've been waiting for. Yes, Meepo. Here, Meepo. Let's show everyone my cat. Oh my gosh. You are so heavy. Yes. Say it. This is a Meepo stream now. Alright, now that we got this war going, I'm gonna do the rest of this stream with Meepo. Real fast, we are gonna destroy the fucking Soviets. Now you're probably thinking, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna take this small army group, okay? Make it about, oh my gosh, Meepo. Yeah, you're a baby, Meepo. Make it about this big. Pushing here. Little baby over here. And then take the rest of this army, put it in a field marshal, make it this big.
Внимание! Верно!
Put it over here.
Готов? Жду приказа. Брось! Так точно. Готов выдвигаться.
Change everything back to cavalry, and then you go. You just move. And I got some of these other units I got for free. We're gonna slap them on this guy.
Так точно.
Slap them on this guy. Yes, Meepo. Yes, you are so lucky.
Готов.
And of course, she sits on my mouse. Meepo, come on.
Выходим.
She's purring so hard. Meepo, you cannot sit on my mouse, okay? Ouch! Meepo, bad kitty. Oh my gosh, Meepo, get up. Come on. I gotta do. Meepo, I gotta do the Civil War. Come on. I gotta do a Civil War. Come on. Come on. Be a good kitty. Okay, that's actually a good spot. Stay right there. Alright, Meepo's on the side now. Alright. What territory do I even have? I have this little bit. Okay. Let's just build civs over here. It's probably gonna get taken one day, though. Yeah. Do we want this one? That's a pretty good focus, actually. Let's just go ahead and take aristocratic bonus. No, no, no. No, I don't want that huge factory bonus while I have no territory. Let's do Article 124.
Готов. Верно. Жду приказа. Верно. Слушаю. Смирно. Слушаю. Внимание. 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 Готов выдвигаться. Так точно.
Alright, now that we got all this, now we go. We go. We go. We move. We watch these guys move. So reconnect whatever infantry is not connected. It's going to take a while for your cavalry to move because it has no equipment, and also because it's changing from artillery only, when you've been making no artillery the whole game, you've been making just infantry equipment, changing from artillery only to infantry, like actual real units. The horse division you start with is infantry only. It's 8 with, which isn't bad. You want ideally 10 with cavalry. That's just my opinion. Maybe 8 with's better. Honestly, kind of to some degree, there are some things that make less better. If you know what I mean. Like you want sometimes, like if you could honestly, in a game, get away with 2 with. It may not be the worst thing in the world. You're gonna lose the battle, but you're never really gonna retreat. You know what I mean? So if you can accept those losses, that might be good for a meme game. I should maybe try that one day. Just pumping out as many, and you'll be able to send more volunteers too. You can make real divisions and send better volunteers. So there's some merits to that idea. I might try that in a game, like in a no disc, because you could never do even then. I don't think it would be allowed if someone knew what they were doing. But man, that would be strong.
Так точно. Ройс. Так точно.
Just come across artillery only. If you come across artillery only, either delete it or change it to infantry. And you see how some of these artillery owners are getting full? It's because it tried filling the need for artillery. It tried making artillery. Even though I wasn't when I was playing as the Soviets. So now that in this short time from that it's been existing, it's been spending all its factories on artillery.
До приказа. Внимание. Выходим.
It still has some infantry though that's been pumping out. It's figured something out. It has NKVD. These are NKVD right here. I'm pretty sure some sort of NKVD.
Выходим.
Which is weird because they don't have the NKVD thing. So maybe it's some new NKVD unit they made. I really don't know. That's weird. Or maybe it just has an NKVD name. But it's just regular infantry. Let's see. I don't think so. That is weird. Let's go ahead and remove this.
Слушаю. Слушаю. Готов. Так точно. Так точно. Жду приказа. Выходим. Ройс. Готов. Слушаю. Выходим. 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 Вытесним их.
What's the next thing we do? Just do infrastructure effort. It's not bad to build infrastructure, and the places you're building infrastructure are somewhat like right now because you don't have a lot of territory, are some of the weirdest places in the world. I saw that one place with P. Let's see where it is. Actually, it may not be that weird a place. P. Oh, Brits, Pavadir. Let's see if we find Britsk. Pavadir. Oh, there's Brits. There's Brits. Brits. Right. There's Brits. There's Pavadir. I know that's Cheetah. Or Cheetah. I don't know how to say it. Cheetah? I don't know. I have no idea where Pavadir is. That is so weird. I'm not even seeing it on the map. Like not even a little bit. Like, holy cow. It must be hidden. Like, it has to be hidden, honestly, at this point.
Жду приказа. Выходим!
Let's see. I have a warning thing on my stream thing. Oh, you know what the warning is? The current stream's bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Fuck you. My bitrate would be whatever the fuck I want it to be. This is right for Russian territory. My meteor rose up. That means I'm not moving. Yo, just keep moving. These guys are not moving. They're supposed to be taking territory. I don't know why they're not moving at all. You may have to manually fix some of this stuff. That's the only bad thing of Civil War, I would have to say, is the battle plan should be working, but they are not moving. And it's also because the org is probably so low because of the infrastructure here. Not a good area. At all. Keep going. Going. This goes up here. Now that we got that done, let's go all the way back. Naval defections. Don't want to get these folks to suck. Let's go ahead and do expand the Imperial fleet, actually. Maybe we'll do something crazy this game. I'm actually kind of thinking about invading Japan in this game. Somehow. Or maybe even before war with Russia.
Я готов. Слушаю.
This war is just going on and
Готов
on.
подвигаться.
Everybody's fighting everybody now. I did the Russian focus. Okay. What else do we have? Still can't do it. When can I do this? Has full control of Moscow. So strengthen this plane. And I didn't do any of these. I totally forgot. Let's go ahead and bump all these up while I can. Yeah, that's what we want. Nationalist uprising. It's right for Russian territory. Look how much land we got in this area. Yep, go through. Go through.
Выходим! Я готов. Готов? Выходим! Готов подвигаться. Готов подвигаться. Так точно. Брось. Готов подвигаться. Мирно.
Oh wow, see what I mean? Look at some of these areas. Holy cow, 80%? These are useless areas now that I can put civs in them. That is insane. I can keep building civs here too. So I should build civs in these areas too.
Слушаю. Брось. Брось.
Hopefully Ukraine doesn't rise up anytime soon.
Мирно. Брось. Готов подвигаться. Внимание. Слушаю. Готов выдвигаться. Так точно. Мирно. Я готов. Ройс.
Should I use this Civil Wars? I'm really not even paying attention. I'm just kind of like, you do have to move your units a little bit and see where they're kind of there. You just have to get to the
Так
railroads.
точно.
Then you can actually kind of move them. Until then, it's very slow. You have to like do it manually. And imagine doing that without the other units being artillery only and so weak. You would have a very hard time. Civil War could take easily up to 39. I could have done it way faster if I was focusing. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Also, when I practice all the time, I remember
Так
to do it
точно.
better.
Мирно. Так точно. Слушаю. Так точно.
Let's see what we got for. Take that drill guy, just because.
Готов.
We'll change him out later, but we're gonna swap our numbers after a little bit. And then we're also gonna change him. Tree. Cap. There it is. And let's look at the. Is there. What do I need for the nukes? Atomic research. Yeah.
Мирно. Внимание. Готов.
What do I need? What do I need?
Выходим.
Oh lord, what do I need?
Так точно.
Taking that. All this goes to me. Yep, thank you. Bye bye.
Я готов. Готов. Готов выдвигаться.
For these guys.
До приказа.
The capital of Vladivostok. That's actually a sick capital, actually. Yeah, I like that. I do like this. Now we are Russia. Civil War is almost over. Some about it in the stream. We barely talked about the Ukraine conflict. I'll probably go more in a two-parter. But short, we're going to groundwork of how to play this game, how to do the Civil War, which is honestly a much more important thing. And another thing I need to say about my current opinions in the Ukraine conflict is that it doesn't look super great for Ukraine. I really don't know a position on how to make it better for them without starting World War III. If you want to keep Ukrainian identity alive, because I do think at some point, like no matter what, it's obvious in my opinion that Russia would like to integrate Ukraine at some point, or at least bring them back into their fold. And their history with Ukraine has been impressive for as long as I've been playing history, either with kulakization or before how the Tsar treated them. I'm not saying that they were treated
Мирно.
better under the Soviets, they certainly weren't.
Готов.
But I don't think they would be.
Готов
Actually,
выдвигаться.
I'm not gonna lie, after this conflict, and how animosity is between the two people, if they were under Russian control again, they certainly won't be treated better. They certainly won't be treated better. Why would they? The Russian people would have a huge distrust of Ukrainians.
Так точно.
And one that would be comparable to Southerners and Yankees, you know what I mean? One would be comparable to that. One that would be comparable to
Выходим.
maybe Scottish and British, you know what I mean? It's not the end-all be-all worst difference in the world, but it's a pretty big difference. It's a big enough difference that
Слушаю.
one day, like, those kind of differences lead to two independent countries coming about. Eventually, yeah. Two different identities, at least. Once we finish up some more of these territories.
Слушаю.
So close, come on.
Готов. Так точно.
everything.
Выходим! Так точно.
So this is just these other countries and stronger, taking their
Смирно!
ability to be.
Смирно! Выходим! Жду приказа. Жду приказа. Жду приказа.
Some of the areas I think were up in the front line just with no
Выходим!
help, so this is gonna be easy.
Внимание! Смирно! Жду приказа. Брось!
There we go. That one's pretty much all good. Yeah, that's already dead. So that's the Russian Civil War. Pretty easy when you come back. I'll probably have to keep the same play because the last one with the Germany one, I just didn't feel like going through it, and it was kind of a meme, and I was like, oh, they probably didn't realize what was even going on in the game because of how much I deep fried it. But now it's,
Внимание!
I think it's a good level of deep fry. It's still viewable, it's still enjoyable, you can still tell what I'm doing, but it's not unbearable. And it's actually the day and night cycle looks so cool. It's so obvious what day and night is, like this. So yeah, that is the stream for the day. Right when this country dies, 'cause it's so close. It's only got one more city.
Выходим!
To be fair, that's all that's keeping them alive there is one more city there, to be fair.
Пошли, пошли! Держать дистанцию! Брось! Жду приказа.
That one should be dead. Let's hear it. Georgia.
Так
Armenia.
точно! Жду приказа.
Armenia's dead. Last country. Last country.
Притесним их!
Grozny. Oof. Death of Grozny, let's go. Look at all those people dying. Look at those horses. Look at this Mongolian horde I have acquired in this civil war. So yeah, horses are pretty good to start. Horses are so good for civil wars, it's insane for Russia. Horses are practically made for Russia. And that is the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Next time, we will carry on with this, and we will keep talking about Ukraine. I'll do some research, I'll bring some more topics in. I just kind of want to give this a baseline to start. Maybe move the stream in a slightly more serious direction. But I'm still going to keep it in a very joking manner. I'm not going to try to be a joke the whole time, though.